I'm waiting for Michael Copenhaver. Do you see the button? Hi, Nick, Ryan Hawk, my friend. How you doing? I'm hoping he figures out how to come on to the broadcast. I got this dress and it's got this bow and the string is so long I could wrap a UPS delivery guy to a package with it. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. I'm gonna go see if he figured. Keep watching, you guys. We don't give up. This is our fourth try.
There we go. I think we figured it out.
All righty. It's so great that it finally worked after 4 tries.
Yeah, that's all. We're running a little behind, but here we go. Content for the people.
Yes, hi. Now you can go on my Facebook and share this right now if you want your people to see it, just to make sure they get it.
Oh boy, I'm afraid to do that.
No problem. If it doesn't let you, don't worry about it. We'll do it later.
Yeah, I'll just I'll send a link or something. I'll put a link. I'm afraid if I back out of the thing, I'll be gone, and it'll be a big hassle to try to get back in here.
Let's do this. Michael Copenhaver, I read your intro before. You're out of northeastern Ohio.
That's right.
Akron, and what other city?
A lot of times I'm seen most of the time in Cleveland and Akron. Yeah, Cleveland, okay. Akron.
And you're starting to go all over the Midwest with your comedy.
That's right. Just before COVID, I was getting some traveling in. Then COVID happened, and it took me a while to get my traction back. But I'm back to moving around. I'm up in the Detroit area tonight. I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan yesterday.
I saw you on a flyer with my hero, Michael Adam Kaplan.
Oh, that will be the 15th, I think. I think that's a Zoom show.
Wonderful.
That's the last in line, if I remember correct.
So wonderful. How many shows are you presently scheduling to do?
I've got a lot coming up in the next 2 months. The best way to follow all of them, because I can't remember every date. I know Cleveland, October 16th. That's, if I remember correctly, it's a Friday. That will be at the Pharmacy in Akron.
Yeah.
And then where else am I going to be? Some other places. www.michaelcopenhavercomedian.com. I'll drop it in the comments. That's the best way to find me. If you like what you see, definitely join the fan club. I will not send you spam emails, but sometime between now and when you die, I will make sure to send you something for free.
Wonderful.
Lindsay always laughs when I say that, because she's like, well, people could die tomorrow, and you ain't going to have it sent them tomorrow.
Yes. So talk to me about your early life before you got on stage and your first time on stage.
Early life, like I said, I was basically a class clown, goofed off in school quite a bit. Never really wanted to take anything seriously. I mean, when I have to, I can, but why? Life's too short to be grim about everything. These doom criers, some of these people make me crazy. I used to have to take a 2-month sojourn every single year away from Facebook in December, February. Oh, gosh. What months again? November and December. But I can't do that anymore. I need the Facebook and all the exposure. I got to constantly be putting out, what I'm doing and where I'm at. So I'm stuck with it. Too many people whine at the holidays. It makes me crazy. Boo-hoo, it's been 2 years since Dad died. Ooh. I'm sorry, that sounds impolite. I just don't give a shit. Nobody cares. Stop making us all sad. Some of us are Facebook just for smiles. Stop. Take your sadness and go home with it. Shut up.
So talk to me about the first time you went on stage.
The first time I went on stage, I am such an egotistical asshole. I thought on the way there, I'm going to blow the doors off this place, and they're going to be like, holy shit, where have you been all my life? You're you're my new secret weapon closer every night. And it did not go like that at all. I did get laughs, but it wasn't the laughs I was expecting. And it was because I walked in there without an act. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I was doing yet. I had a leg up on most. So my entire life, I've been a student of comedy. So, I mean, I knew what I was supposed to do and what it's supposed to look like. But that first time up there, it's a little harder than I thought it was going to be. But it still went pretty well for my first time. And I've only really had about one bomb since then.
Wow. So one bomb, that's great.
Well, it wasn't even my fault. That place was just a bad spot. Sometimes comedy doesn't belong where it is. Like the person who's trying to run the show doesn't let the whole crowd know, like before it happens, comedy's about to happen. So you shut their jukebox off, tell them not to talk anymore, and expect them to have fun with you. That's not the way it works.
No, not at all. I've done that too.
Yeah, if you've been in comedy any amount of time, you've been in some bad rooms.
Yes.
That's part of growing up in comedy.
It is. What's the craziest thing you've seen at a comedy club, Michael?
The craziest thing I saw. A few months ago, I went to a show, and when we got to the show, there was a fight happening in the parking lot. A mother and her son, both elderly-ish. I mean, they were much older folks. And I said to Lindsay on the way in the club, I said, holy shit, we might get stabbed in here. And then we walked in, and I saw the clientele, and I looked at Lindsay again and said, we are definitely going to get stabbed in here. We ended up not getting stabbed, but we did get propositioned for meth out in the parking lot later that night. See, I'm a heavy smoker. I smoke a lot during shows. And when I can't smoke inside in between acts, I'm outside having a puff real quick. And yeah, somebody came up on the smoking scene and was harassing us about who wants some meth. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What's
Akron.
the best?
That's the reason they call that city Crackrin.
What's the very best thing you've ever seen in your comedy career?
Well, the very best thing I've ever seen?
Uh-huh.
Just in general, how for the most part the comedy community sticks together. You meet a lot of really good people that aren't out to get you, people that don't want to, throw you under the bus so they can make it ahead of you. There's a few of those people, but you take the good with the bad. It's like anything else. Take the bad with the good.
Yes. How many years have you been doing comedy?
Not quite 2 yet. I'm still
really
pretty green, but like I said, I work so many minutes a month. It's like I'm well ahead of the schedule for a two-year comedian.
Absolutely. So what is it that's a secret ingredient? Is it just hard work, writing and performing?
Not just hard work, but working hard while you're working. You know what I mean? Anybody can say they put a lot of hours into comedy this week, but how many of those hours were quality hours? Like, how much were you goofing off? How much were you just watching Netflix? How much were you playing a game on your phone instead of actually working on your comedy? Who did you talk to this week? What contacts did you make this week? If you made 0 contacts in comedy this week, you're not working hard at comedy. Make contacts. Talk to as many people as you possibly can. Always, always, always be selling yourself to whoever you're trying to talk to. If you're not working at that angle, then you're just a hobbyist. You're not a comedian.
So the same thing applies to hookers, right?
That's absolutely right. Gotta meet and gotta connect with the people.
Because I'm here in Vegas. You got to know your audience.
That's right. That's right. I've been to Vegas. Let's see. The last time I was there was probably 2006, I think. I used to play a lot of pool. I was in the amateur national championships twice.
Wow, that's great. I love pool.
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
I love pool. I grew up on a pool table.
Yeah, not me. I had to learn the hard way from a bunch of people that don't want to teach you.
So who are some people that have helped your career that you want to give a shout out to now that you're accepting
definitely. Like the two people,
a Tony, an Emmy, and a Grammy, and an Oscar?
the two people that have helped me by far the most, well, three people that have helped me by far the most. My girlfriend, Lindsay, she's been in there since the first time I was on stage. One of my writing partners, call him Jeef. Big shout out to the Jeef. He's a writer of children's books. But what he does is he'll take their Sierra in the background looking lost.
I was looking for that.
He writes children's books, but what he'll do is he'll watch all the tapes I have of myself and break it down per minute. What I did here, what I did there, and he helps me perfect everything. I would not be as advanced time-wise in my career as I am right now without the help on the outside. I mean, anybody that's doing it by themselves, good for you. Kudos. I couldn't have done it by myself. Not this fast.
No. So you have.
And the other person, I got one more to mention.
Yeah.
Definitely big props to my man Spike McCulley. He's another writing partner of mine. We were writing more scripts and sketches than anything else, but we work bits too with each other and try to work on the stand-up as well. But he's more of a big picture kind of a partner. We got long-term plans to make it in this business.
Wonderful. Let me know if you need a geriatric old lady that kind of thinks she's hot.
I will eventually.
With red glasses. I know I can find her. There's an Alicia Stifler on here, and Jolie RX are watching.
Alicia Stifler works at my local BP in the tiny little town of where I come from. And Jolie RX is a producer of shows, specifically the Hot for Teachers show, which she had me on once. I have a degree in secondary education, so she asked me to do 5 minutes on my experience in teaching. It didn't go very far, but I did have 5 minutes of comedy about my experience in teaching. It's a big part of my stage act, actually. That particular thing. Like I got a whole joke built around it. It was one of my first, what I was told is a powerhouse level joke.
So talk to me about teaching. I want to hear a little bit of your teaching shtick.
No, I never really teach. I never had an actual full-time job in education. I had offers, but I was going through a divorce at the time. My children had already been moved 4 hours from me. The nearest teaching job I had offered was put me a minimum 6.5, 7 hours away from them. And I just wasn't willing to chase my career versus having a life with at least something of a life with my kids.
Yes.
There's absolutely. Lindsay watching. That's my girlfriend. Say hi, Lindsay.
And Adam Miller. Who's Adam Miller?
Adam Miller. He's another, just a personal friend of mine. It's people I know.
Cool. You don't want to out him for anything, right?
I don't think I've got anything on him.
So, how do your children and Lindsay, your closest female friend, that if you were going to get married, it would be her. Lindsay's watching. Hi, Lindsay.
That's what she calls me. She's from West Virginia, so that's the joke around the house. Anyone else calls me Michael, she calls me Michael. Michael! Michael, why are you doing that? Michael!
Is she a mountain mama?
Yes, she is. She's my mountain mama. She's right from Huntington, the land of, who are they? The Thundering Herd? The Marshall Thundering Herd.
Is she from Virginia or West Virginia?
West, by God, Virginia. I got a lot of kin down in West Virginia, too, in the Summersville area.
And where were you born and raised?
Warren, Ohio, Champion specifically, but we don't have a mailing address there anymore. They took our tiny towns, they took our mailbox away, so we're a Warren mailing address now, but it's actually called Champion. Real small town.
You know why they took your mailbox away?
No, not the mailbox. The what the hell do you call it? Help me out, Sierra. The post office. The post office. Yes. I just say whatever comes to mind. Huh? Oh no, she froze. One more time.
Do you have a zip code, or do you?
Oh, I do. 44481. So any stalkers out there, come and find me. Not afraid to shoot, and I do have weapons. I mean, have good intentions or get shot. That's all I got to say about that.
What do you want to say to people that don't know about your comedy?
The best way to describe what I do is I tell mostly true stories. They all come directly out of my life or directly out of the crazy thoughts I've had in my brain. I don't really write like material and jokes per se, so much as I just tell stories. I'm 46. I've had a lot of experiences. Some of those experiences involve drugs. Some of them involve just telling bad lies. Some of them involve being divorced, being a single dad at times. I mean, I talk about just about everything. I'm an open book. If you want to hear about some schlub that makes all the worst decisions, come talk to me and we'll talk about my show.
Wonderful. We had a lot of technical trouble getting on, and so now I need to get off of this and go to a class, and I'm sorry to cut you short.
It's
And
okay. I'm not that interesting.
Yes, you are, and I want to have you back on. Is there a would you be open to coming back on and doing a little bit of your comedy for people so they can hear a
Sure.
little bit, like a couple
Sure.
stories?
I never have a problem going on and doing comedy. And anyone that wants a quick sample before that, I did drop my website in the comments. There is a short clip there of me from last year's World Series of Comedy, where that particular set did land the highest score from the judges that night. But with the crowd vote also, I ended up taking second for the night. The crowd,
Congratulations.
well, I have an hour drive to the place, so I can't really bring a crowd with me. So it's always a local guy that ends up winning. It's a very, very funny local guy named I Am Chad. If you haven't had an experience to meet him, check him out. He's on Facebook. I Am Chad. 2 names. I Am Chad. Very funny. Very funny.
Wonderful. Well, I think they need to vote for somebody who's loco, and that would be you as opposed to local.
I am definitely a little bit loco. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You got to be half crazy.
There's a
Mikel
lot
Elaine
of
Johnson, another local comedian. Hello. Thanks for watching, Mikel.
Hi, Mikel. Mikel? How do you pronounce it, Mikel?
Mikel Elaine Johnston. She's another local gal. She's from the Cleveland Akron scene.
Awesome. Thanks you all for listening, and I'm going to have him back on, and we'll have better internet where I can go from Zoom to Facebook Live, but this is what we had to do today.
Yeah,
I love you. I love you, and I know
you.
You're going to make it in this business. I can tell.
So do I.
You got it in the eyes, my friend.
Yeah, I've got something in there.
Well, I better get going because after my meeting, I got to go look for hookers. It's been really rough finding hookers during a pandemic. I don't hire them. I just try to find them. I don't want them to go underground. They need.
It's like, where's Waldo? Where's the hooker?
It's been really
Well,
hard.
good luck in Las Vegas finding hookers. I'm sure they're everywhere.
Yeah, we got to look out for the hookers because God only knows what the pimps are doing to them if they're not out earning money, right? It's serious.
As long as they're wearing their gloves and masks, they're in good shape.
Yes. See you later.
But thanks again for having me.
Come back on. I'll get back with you to come back on.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Love you.
See ya.
Bye. Bye,
Thanks for
Lindsay.
watching, everybody.
Bye, children. Bye, Michael Jr. the
Bye.
second. And your daughter's name?
Sierra and Michael, daughter and son.
Bye, Lindsay. Thank you, everybody.